Hello beauties, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. If you are new here, then my name is Mariah, also known as Live Life's Beauty, and I'm so glad that you have found me. And if you're a returning subscriber, then thank you so much for joining me on another video. So today's video, we are going to be talking about my crochet journey. We are 6 months into the year. We are currently 7 months now. I need to get it together, but we are at the start of it. So I like to do check-ins. Like, this year has really been a year dedicated to living my best life, doing all the things that I say I'm going to do, and making it 2024 the best year ever. And in order to do that, I like to review and see where we need to switch up or see how we've been going. So we are like 6 months into it, guys. At the beginning of the year, I decided that I wanted some healthy hobbies, and one of those hobbies was crochet. When I first started, I had nothing. I had no experience before with crochet. I never touched it. I'd only ever seen plushie and I can't ever say it right, amigurumi products, and I fell in love with them. I was like, they are so cute. That looks like such a relaxing and joyous hobby. I brought my hooks and I brought my yarn, and I just got watching from good old YouTube University. So I made a list of 12 things that I wanted to crochet within the whole year, and originally it was going to be one thing a month. So I was going to pick something off that make 12 list and I was going to crochet it. Then I picked up YouTube and I said, well, I'm doing YouTube and I need some things to film. So instead of doing something once a month, I could maybe do something once a week and film it for content for my YouTube channel, because I really didn't know what I wanted to make my YouTube about. I still don't really know what I want to make my YouTube about, but as obviously I am getting more into the throes of my YouTube channel, it has become more of a DIY arts and crafts kind of channel, along with some getting to know me videos. One thing I will say is, if you are new here, I'm a mum of 3, and I do have to keep reiterating that, because I don't think people who do not have kids understand the time that kids take up. Like, right now I'm able to film this video because my son is sleeping. I did already try to film this video and he decided to have a 20-minute nap, and that just was not long enough for me, and now he's down for his second nap, which is actually very rare, but he was very fussy, so I essentially forced him to sleep. So even making like one project a month at the time seemed like, of course you can do this, like what the heck. You've got a whole month to create stuff. But that, with all of my other commitments and all of my other projects and interests that I got into, it literally got pushed further and further away. So guys, how has it been going? It's been going okay. Like, I have been doing okay. I would say my most recent project, which was my strawberry bag, has been my most proudest. Like, it's the one that I've looked at and I've been like, I'm so happy and I'm so proud of you. If you are new here, I did make that project for my goddaughter for her birthday, and many weeks after her birthday, her mum actually contacted me and was like, oh my gosh, she's so in love with her bag, she's bringing it into school today because she wants to go and show it to all of her friends and her teachers, and she's just been talking about it non-stop. And you know, that is why I enjoy crafting. Like, just the thought of you loving something so much that you've created, and then somebody else just loving it even more and really being appreciative of this gift and this time that you've been put into it, like, that is what it's all about. I have been creating some stuff. I will show you. My most recent acrylic project is this hat. Now, I am a baby crocheter, guys, and one thing I really didn't realize with crochet is the time it takes you to learn a new skill. Obviously it's variable for everybody, whereas I was thinking, oh, it's not going to take me that long to learn how to crochet. Like, something like this I could bang out in like an hour, because that's what all the, you know, elite crocheters are doing. They're having all these videos saying you can make a hat within an hour, beginner friendly, and I was like, okay, beginner friendly, 1 hour, here we go. This project, guys, has honestly took me about 2 months. Like, this hat has just been being picked up and put down and picked up and put down for about 2 months now. It's so sad and it's even more sad that I'm going to have to frog this. Like, this is supposed to be ruffles. This is supposed to be a ruffle bucket hat. Clearly we have no ruffles, so I have gone wrong somewhere along the line of this, so I'm going to have to frog this. Also, I have made this, I've measured this and kind of adjusted it 3 times. Now this does fit me if I put it on my head. Like, it does fit me, but it's nowhere near as big as what it should be. In my mind, these squares should be like almost here, and then we start with the ruffle, but no. And when I was watching the video, like, it was supposed to be an adult size, but in my mind, this is more like, I need to fix my hair now that I've done that. Don't worry about the hair, Mariah, it's all right, it's supposed to be messy. But in my mind, this is like the perfect fit for like my 9-year-old daughter. So yeah, but I am gonna frog all of this yellow, and I'm going to do it in black. I thought the yellow would be quite sunshiny, and it is quite nice, to be fair, but I'm just not loving it. On camera, I think I'm loving it a bit more than in real life. So I think in real life I want to make the ruffles black. So that is a project that I'm working on. And then here, guys, my first little plushie. Now, me being me, I only ever had acrylic yarn, and I only could ever find acrylic yarn. And then when I was kind of looking for plushies, nowhere actually stocked plushie yarn, by me anyway, in the UK. So I went to Hobbycraft because that is my most local place that I can like physically go and see stuff, and even there they have about 3 plushie yarns, and then the rest are just all acrylic and cotton yarns. They don't stock it, you have to order it online, and I was very new into this, so I didn't know what I wanted to make or what it even looked like, what I should even buy to make the projects. So I went into a charity shop and I seen this yarn, and I seen a ball of this colour for 99p, and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks like plushie yarn. Maybe I could make a plushie item. Now, me being me, bearing in mind this was only a half a skein of a yarn which had no tags or anything on, you could visibly tell it had been used. Not used like that, but you could tell that obviously some of it had gone. I decided to make a lovey. Now, why would you decide to make a lovey out of half a skein of yarn? I don't know. So this is literally the whole yarn. I got to this leg and realized that that was all that was left. So luckily it did manage, I was able to finish the 2 legs and a head. But now I have no way of buying this, so I kind of held off on this project because I didn't know what brand this was, how to find a color match, and then I got like really deflated. But I ended up like crocheting these things in 2 days, and then obviously there was nothing else, so we lost momentum, which is quite sad for me, because once I lose interest in something, it kind of just goes in the land of, you know, far away, which is really sad, because I really want to complete this. But now I am in the camp of, do I just buy a yarn knowing it's not going to be the perfect color match and just finish him, or do I really go on the hunt to find a perfect color match, or do I go on the hunt of frogging? Because his head is done, so ultimately his body could be different, but we already have legs. Even if I had enough to do the arms, I wouldn't have bothered as much to do the belly a different color, but now we're gonna have to do his arms a different color and his belly a different color, so I'm a bit like but yeah, I don't know why I decided to make a lovey knowing that it was not gonna finish a lovey, but that's just me. I'm super happy with this though. Like, I think it's so cute for my first ever little project. It is going to be a rhino. I did already make a boo-boo because his, I don't know, horn is supposed to be right at the front of his head, where it's a little bit further back. And if you look at the horn, you can tell it's very lumpy and bumpy, and it's not really the shape of the horn that it's supposed to be in the pattern. But as somebody who's not looking at it with a critical eye, I don't think many mums are going to look at this rhino and be like, oh, that horn needs to be right at the front, and you know, it's a bit lumpy. Like, they don't know what the pattern's supposed to look like. They're just gonna think, oh my gosh, it's such a cute little rhino, and hopefully they're going to want it for their child. But these are going to be gifts. So as you've heard me saying, they're going to want it for their child. I have definitely pumped the brakes. I've pumped the brakes, guys, on what it is that I want to do when it comes to crocheting. I really think that I want to make things that I enjoy, and not just things that I'm thinking for future sales or for future business purposes. But now I have quite a few friends who have just had babies, and quite a few people that are soon to become mothers to babies. I would hope they become mothers to babies, but you know, they could become mothers to fur babies. So I think I'm going to work on making my lovies, seeing how much I like making the lovies, and then thinking that it could be a potential future seller in the future. Mariah, say it with me, the future. We need to live in the present, and the present is finding out what you like to work with, finding out what you enjoy making, and then making more of those to see if that, even though you enjoyed making it once, if it's something that you can enjoy making multiple times. So yeah, when I learned crochet, I did learn in a US terminology, because so far in my crochet journey, all I have been following is video tutorials. I have not been able to read a pattern and make an item from solely reading a pattern. I have to watch the video. Usually the videos have like the terminology at the top. It is making it a little bit easier for me to, you know, get to know a written pattern. However, that does restrict you. So obviously I can only make things that people have posted videos on, and when I'm looking at pay patterns, again, I don't want to buy a pattern as a total beginner that doesn't even understand patterns, because it looks cute and then it's just going to go in my archives to die. So I'm kind of limited to, when I see really cute things, what I can make, because if it has a video with it or if it doesn't. So for now, I'm sticking to a lot of YouTube videos to help me create the products that I want to create. So I'm so fortunate for everybody out there who is a crochet artist and offers videos, because honestly, that is how I'm able to make anything that I've made so far. I do have a lot of really cute free patterns that I have downloaded, with the hopes that, you know, soon I will be able to recreate those patterns by just reading alone. But what I will say with that is that that also plays a part in how I crochet, because I'm not able to kind of crochet mindlessly, because I'm having to follow a video tutorial. So every time I want to crochet an item, right now I'm having to find the item, find a video of the item, save that video, and open up that video every time I sit down to crochet, when I pick up and put down my project. So like now my son is napping, I would ideally like to be crocheting, but I would have to pick up my phone, I would have to get my yarn together, I would have to go back to the section of the video where I was and crochet. Whereas when I was making things like granny squares, I was able to kind of know that, okay, this is how you make the one granny square, follow that video, but then for the next granny squares to complete the project, I can mindlessly sit there and do that. And even if my son is just wanting to climb over me, I'm not thinking I was going to kick my phone off the chair and I need my phone, or okay, I'm on that round and now I've forgot what round I'm on. Or if somebody calls me, I'm stuck because I'm like, oh my gosh, where was I in this round or this section, or was I on a single crochet, was I on an increase? So it's all of them things that it's not really a relaxing hobby for me right now, but I want to get there to where it is. So that's the challenges so far that I've been facing with crochet, but so far I have really been enjoying it. I will say that I definitely enjoy plushy yarn. I'm not sure if it's called plushy yarn or just chunky yarn or what, more than I do acrylic yarns, which I'm really sad about because I do want to make like more wearable pieces, but I don't know, like I'm finding a lot of faults with acrylic yarn, just like this hat. Like, to me it looks very fuzzy. Like on camera I don't think it looks as fuzzy as it is. Like when you come closer I think you can see the fuzziness, and that's not really the kind of projects I want to be wearing because it doesn't look clean to me. Like it looks kind of fuzzy and kind of like gone through it, you know, just not like clean crochet item. Whereas with my plushie yarn it does look like nice. It looks like a nice rolled cleaned teddy. So yeah, I think obviously I have just, when I did buy the acrylic yarn I did just buy like the cheapest yarn in the shop, but I think that goes and I think that shows. But obviously as the more you create things and work with things, the more you'll have your favorites of things. Also the acrylic yarn, it hurts my fingers, guys, and it hurts my hand. Like obviously I'm very new to crochet and I know a lot of crocheters say that, you know, they do have problems with their wrists. I don't actually have problems with my wrists, I have problems with my hand. So it's actually this muscle in here that starts to hurt. Like it's almost like pulling it and attention. And then I did have one time where I did feel it like here in my arm. I crochet with this hand, so yeah, it just feels weird in my hand. It's not really like my wrist, it's more like my hand. So I'm like, is that mean my crochet journey is going to be over very soon? Because I'm already feeling pain and I'm not even somebody that crochets every day, or even like half as much as I would be if I was to actually turn this into a business. So far I'm really enjoying crocheting. I really do want to continue with this hobby and I really kind of want to enjoy it as a hobby. I'm just a person that really gets ahead of myself and really like is all the gear and no idea person and just jumping in, when really I need to just be like, you need to find the love and the passion of something before you decide that this is who you are now. This is who you are now as a new businesswoman. But so far I've really been enjoying crocheting. I will say that I definitely haven't done as many projects as I would have hoped to do. We are 7 months in and I don't believe I've made 7 projects. So I did also make a lip balm holder and some flower petals. Now I think crochet flowers are so beautiful. However, when I crocheted 3 flower petals, it took me all day to crochet 3 flower petals. Bearing in mind this flower has about 24 petals, so I think that kind of killed that in the water. But obviously as you get more experienced, you'll get faster and it will be okay. Like I just keep telling myself, you have to learn. I'm definitely one of them people that want to be at expert level when I'm still the apprentice. Mariah, you are the apprentice, you're the learner. Learn. It's okay to make mistakes, it's okay to frog things, it's okay for things not to turn out looking amazing the first time you make them. Like to me, this is amazing for the first time I've ever made this. This is like, oh my goodness, I love it. But at the same time it still has mistakes in it. I'm probably going to look at this next year, hopefully, when I get good at it, and I'm going to be like, that looks like trash. Like, why did I ever think I could even try to sell that? But I'm just trying to go the course and really stick with it, because it's definitely something that I do want to keep going at, and it's definitely something that I am actually really enjoying. Going forward in my crochet journey, I would say that the things I'm going to implement for the next 6 months is doing projects that I enjoy. So not just doing something because it's trendy or I've seen it once and it kind of takes priority over all the other things that I've been doing, and I need to go out and buy a bunch of yarn for this project that I very quickly lose interest in. I'm going to work on creating the things that I enjoy. I'm going to be working on plushies because it's something that, like I said, I really think they're so cute and I enjoy working with that yarn. And then I'm going to try to not feel guilty about not recording myself every time I crochet, because I think that has been stopping me a lot, because I've just been like, I can't just crochet because I need it for content for my YouTube channel, and if I don't, I'm not going to have anything to put out there, and you're kind of making this project and you're not making content out of it. And I really need to remember that crochet is not about content. Crochet is about enjoyment. It's about a hobby. I'm also going to dedicate time to crochet. So every nap time that my son has, I will have to bang out the crochet hook if I am home. One thing about me is I really do hate starting and stopping projects. I really get hyper focused and I want to finish, and you would think as a mom like that's just a given, but no, when I actually enjoy doing something, I want to finish it, or I want to stop when I have decided I've had enough and I need to stop. So that is why I typically don't do things. I am a all or nothing kind of person. Not all the time am I just rushing around like a busy bee. I mean, right now I am filming this video for YouTube, but if I wasn't, this would be a perfect time to sit and crochet. I mean, it wouldn't, because if you see my living room, what I'm looking at around me, you would be like, girl, I don't know why you're sitting there crocheting, clean your house. But some things have to get set aside. Some things have to get set aside, and it's absolutely a-okay. I also don't like doing things when I'm tired, which a lot of crocheting was me doing it in the evenings. And in the evenings, I'm exhausted. I don't have the energy to do anything in the evenings, even though I'm really trying to work on that as well. I'm trying to find out how to have more energy so that I can stay awake for longer once my kids go to bed, so that I can actually do the things that I enjoy whilst my kids are not here. Not here, whilst I am actually alone and not going to be interrupted by children. That leads on to time management. Like a lot of these projects that I'm seeing people do, they are putting like 1 hour bucket hat, and you're just like, okay, like an hour, that's good, I could like dedicate time to this. But it's not 1 hour if you're a beginner. It's probably 1 hour if you're an elite, experienced, advanced crochetist. So for me, I'm looking at that thinking I can complete that in 1 hour, and it's actually something that I complete within 3 days. So that's been fun, and I'm just kind of telling myself it's absolutely fine that it's took you that long. It's normal, and you're learning and you're going to be slow at doing it. It's fine. So just a lot of reassuring myself and a lot of, you know, talking to myself. I brought myself a crochet bag. I mean, I didn't buy this. My partner brought it, but it is the crochet bag, and it does have my crochet things in. So tonight I will be taking my kids to dance class, where I will have to stay with them, and whilst I'm there I have a project. Like, I've put my yarn in the bag and I'm taking the bag and I have a project to complete. So even things just like having a crochet bag ready to go will help me so that I'm able to crochet anywhere I am, rather than just watching my phone. So guys, that is how my healthy hobbies have been going, my crochet journey for 2024. I'll definitely come back with an update maybe the end of the year or the start of next year, just to see how much I've progressed, because I do like to do these check-ins, because it allows me to look back and see where I was and where I am now, and it's almost like a visual diary. So I do get really excited. So if you've started a new hobby and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is just not going as planned, or you kind of feel guilty because you've kind of brought all the gear and it's still just sitting around your house and you're like, what a waste of money, then just give it another try. Keep going. I'm not gonna leave this in the I'm not gonna leave crochet in the pile of, you know, hobbies that have come and gone. Like, no, this is going to be here to stay. When I am 60, I hope to still be able to crochet, and I hope to be able to be making my grandchildren and my children crochet items, and they can come to me and be like, we want to learn how to crochet because my mom or my nan crochets and she makes me all these crocheted items, and it will not be taking me 3 months to make a bucket hat. It will just take me the 3 hours, or by then I would hope 30 minutes. I'll be experienced. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please do leave me a comment, because YouTube tells me how many people are watching, but it doesn't tell me who's watching, so we can get to know each other down below. And do not forget to live life's beauty, because life is beautiful and it's out there waiting to be lived by you. And hopefully I will see you in another video. Bye.